Hello, this is Old Dead Man, and welcome to War Thunder Dev Server 1.91. As always, Dev Server is subject to change. Anything you see may be changed at any point in time. This is a Dev Server as run through the Linux client, but with the Vulkan renderer. So we'll be seeing how that looks when we get in here. The new sound system is excellent. The explosions are very nice. Biggest concern I have with the new cargo port map, size. I know somebody's going to say size isn't everything, but let's see how long it takes to get from bottom end to top end of this map using the most direct route. And an M3 Bradley that's pretty much stock. "30 seconds, about halfway. Correction, that was about a third of the way. Halfway, 55 seconds. By the way, these overpasses are all blocked up. I really wanted to be able to use them, but apparently Gaijin wasn't thinking that was a good idea. Sorry, I didn't want to get caught up on that. By the most direct route, I am now next to their spawn at 1 minute 30 seconds. I'm just thinking that's a little bit too small. And this is an M3 Bradley, again, virtually stock. Oh, that sounds so nice. Sorry, just had to enjoy those sounds for a moment there. Now, one of the nice things about the new sound engine is it doesn't seem to be preempting the sounds when something else comes on that you can hear. Oops, I may have overdone it. Oh, that brings up another thing. There are airplanes over at the airport. Okay. Maybe I need a few more bots in this thing. That's fine. Again, the size of this one seems so small. The runways are so close together. I really don't see this as a top tier map. I just don't see it. By the way, this airport arrangement here, I mean, I assume this must be the main runway, but there's no way you'd be bringing in cargo on that. There's just no runway, an actual full-size runway. Shucks. Landing even a plane like this so it wouldn't hit the tower down there would be difficult. It's just not large enough. This is all taxiway material right here. There's just no way this would be a runway. They have a ground control tower, but there's actually no runway for this airport. Oh, there it is. That's what they're considering the runway. Okay, let's compare. Okay, this is the closest thing I've seen to a runway. I don't think you can put a 747 on that thing. Not reliably. And it's not even marked like a runway. By the way, new engine effects. See nothing? And there's the flames. It's so tiny. Even the runways aren't that far away. I just don't see this as being a high-tier map. It looks like it's low-tier material to me. Of course, if you're doing mainly night maps, you don't need an enormous map for that. And maybe that's what they're anticipating, is that they won't be, they'll be doing this map mostly at night. So people will be dodging in and out of the nooks and crannies, using their night vision and thermal vision to spot each other. The only thing I can think of. Look at the size of that cargo vessel. Compare that to the runway. Yeah. I don't know. The scale seems off. We'll just put it that way. Alright, that looks like it's close enough. Let's see if we can get this thing into a sonic boom here. Hear that rumble? Also a lot more wind noise now. Definitely the audio has been greatly improved. All right. It's been a bit in the air. Let's jump out and let's jump and see if we can explore the ground map a little bit. Okay. Expand this by 20-30%, you'd probably be pretty good. Maybe up as much as an additional 50%. It is just so small. But let's take a look. Over here on the left side, I'm going to turn down the volume of the game a little bit. Okay, over here on the left side, You have the airport area. Those planes are destructible with HE shells and heat shells. You have these long, long sniping lanes here and here with a little bit of cover mixed in over here on the left side. This is going to be the long sniping area. Dominated by the highway here and the associated airport. He is going to be fairly tight, you know, mostly close quarters stuff. This is where I think that a lot of the knife fighting is going to go on. Thing is that even C is kind of tightly in there. It's not really placed in a way that's going to subject it to a lot of those sniping lines. On the other hand, if you lined up about in here somewhere, got a good visual on C, you'd be able to keep that thing secured. All right, B. There's cover here, plenty of it. But again, this is only slightly more open than I expect A is going to be. Planes better watch out for that tower. The cargo crates cannot be destroyed, or at least not with anything I've brought in yet. On the other hand, they do have some good traveling routes around here. And with the good travel routes means you can quickly deploy to various parts of the map. The forklifts are destructible. I spawned on top of one of these forklifts, actually. I don't know, the shipping crates kind of bother me that they're not a little bit more vulnerable to fire. This lane gets you a pretty decent east-west. You can cover pretty much almost all the way to Bravo. This cap is going to be for high-speed flankers. They're going to come along those roadways to the south and east or from the north where they'll get a good solid shot, and then they've got a decent peekaboo area for peekaboo sniping. This should be a pretty good area for the snipers to mess with. These long lanes again. There's going to be a lot of close to mid-range sniping on these maps. A lot of peekaboo stuff, especially if they do a lot of night work. And I think that's going to be the kickers on this map. I think what's going to make the cargo port map is night battles. Otherwise, during daylight hours, it's really just going to be a knife fighty map that is, I think, smaller effectively because all the roadways than American Desert or Alaska. I think that it's going to effectively feel smaller. just because those lanes, those long lanes, aren't that long. Minute and a half from south to north on a reasonably speedy tank, and I just don't think it's going to make all that big a difference. Now let's see if I can throw an M1 Abrams in here. There we go. Now we're going to see if we can luck out and catch a night battle. Nope, daylight. Well, let's see what it looks like when we jump in here and try and see what a battle on this map looks like. I didn't really bring the right mix of tanks for this, but let's see what happens. Here we got a lot of, again, these cargo containers are all over the place. Do you hear that boom? Let's see what it's... Definite improvement in the sound. A lot more bass. Feels good. One nice thing about these stacks of cargo containers, though, you can hide behind them and be out of range of most ATGMs from normal firing angles. That means that you can skulk around and not be under the ATGM threat for very long. See how there's a big living train over there on the right side? That's kind of what I expected. And some people are trying to get to the sniping areas in a hurry. This is one of the Conquest versions, which actually, there is nice thing is they aren't using just the exact same cap points on the Conquest versions. A little bit of variety in that way. Also, I expect this tank to go up like a Roman candle, considering it's got a literal full ammo. Let's see if we can sneak around the back of this building. Yes. In fact, let's get this volume turned up again. One thing I have noticed that they have been adding some additional flavor sounds. For instance, if you listen carefully, you'd hear that high-pitched noise from your ears ringing. Either that, or it's implying that you have been killed by a and that's your heart monitor. Either way, it's a cute flavor. Alright, in we go again. Well, so much for getting a sonic boom out of that one. Alright, we're in our third spawn now. I'm perhaps playing more recklessly than normal, although I've never been particularly cautious when I'm just playing to have fun. Hear that nice bassy booming? Ah, that's stuff blowing up. Whoops, that's blocked off. This is a warren, though. I mean, all these little nooks and crannies, they're going to be what makes this map into something that's going to be worth driving in. Good M18 territory. I mean, really. Yep, that's ringing ears right there. All right, what have I got left? I haven't driven the M163 in a while. Let's go ahead and have some fun with that. No water to float in, but see, there's that F-86. Sounds good. Oops, didn't need to hit that. Ah, music. And I'm about to get killed, I think. That sound doesn't sound... There we go. That sounds better. Let's go and start repairing, because it looks like some of my buddies are going to be all over this guy. Goodbye, helicopter. He was hard to see. Ah! Oh, I can't believe I lasted as long as I did, to be honest. Not in the M163. Alright, let's see. Nothing special about the H1G. I messed with that earlier. Okay. This is in stock, so pretty much. Oh, it's just the three of us left. Okay. Just the three of us. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, I guess we've got a couple more. Okay. Just the five of us. Doo-doo-doo. And only the other team. There's only the other team who'll kill us up and make us so dead. To be honest, this battle has lasted a lot longer than I really expected it to last. Alright, they're using that route. I'm going to go this way. Oh, for heaven's sakes. He must have popped me in the blasted... Oh, I didn't think that was a kill spot. I would have thought that wouldn't have penetrated right there. Okay, good to know. What have I got left? I guess I got an H1G. Hoppers still sound good. Whoops, that's a chopper right there. Looks like I'm on anti-air duty. And a jet. I didn't even realize there was a jet. Woohoo! Let's go have some fun. As you can see, those airplanes blow up so nicely. Okay, well, I guess I'm not worried about that now. And that gets me out of the match. That's kind of pretty much what I expected, though. Once one team really has grabbed the bull by the horns, it's pretty much game over. All right, let's see if I can get a little look around here from up here. Overall, my feel for cargo port, again, too small. Needs to be a little bit bigger. Not a ton bigger if you're going to keep the close to mid-range combat feel going for it. But maybe it's going to be redeemed by night battles. And I think that might be what its real ideal intent is going to be. Alright, so that's my review of Cargo Port on War Thunder Dev Server 1.91. Check it out if you can get onto the dev server. It actually is kind of fun for those who like city fighting. But again, bigger. Needs to be bigger. Also, they need a real actual runway, because I don't think that was scaled properly or marked properly. This is Old Dead Man signing off. Have a good one.